How's it going, Josiah?
Good.
Good. Okay, so what are you working on?
It's all about football.
All about football. Okay, thank you for sharing it. Can you read a little bit about your book for me?
Okay, so here's my first page. It's called, the title is called Rules.
Okay.
So, football can be really fun. Football has a lot of rules. One of the rules is that you can't tackle someone else before they catch the ball, and you can't put your helmet to someone else's helmet. I think this is called helmet to helmet. You can't grab on somebody else's helmet. I think this is called a face mask. And then here's the caption right here: helmet and Brown's team helmet.
Great. Continue.
What is a tackle? Oh. A tackle is when you jump on someone to stop them from getting any farther. You usually want to tackle someone to stop them from getting more yards, but you do want your team to get more yards when your team has the ball.
Okay, great. I'll stop you here for now. Josiah, it seems like you have a lot of details in your book about football. I'm already learning a few things. Miss Betty doesn't know much about football, so I'm already learning you can't grab someone's mask. Is that it? And that a tackle is sort of when you try to stop someone from getting closer. And I really like that you not only wrote on a lot of details, you showed me in pictures and used captions and labels to let the reader know exactly what they need to learn about what you want to teach football. Okay. So far it seems really interesting. Can't wait to continue reading the rest of it later. Can you tell me a little bit about what you want to work on as a writer or in this piece?
Well, I wanted to revise, and I wanted to do an introduction. I
Oh,
wanted to hook the readers.
you wanted to hook the readers. Great. We learned that too. So were you looking at the checklist to decide this?
Yeah.
Oh, you were. Okay, great. So you're using our checklist. Okay. So what are some things you think you want to try? You want to share your screen?
Sure.
What are some
I was thinking about like asking a question to them in the beginning.
asking a question in the beginning? Okay, great. So I'm hearing that you wanted to add, looking at the checklist, you decided a goal for yourself that is you wanted to add a lead or a hook in your book. You're revising so that you can hook in your readers. And you're saying you want to add a question. That's great. It seems like you remembered about our mini lesson. Do you want want me to show you some examples? Do you want me to show you how I can try it? Or do you want to look at how some mentor texts? Would you like to do that?
I could have some examples.
Oh, okay. You want some examples. So I'm going to go ahead and stop your sharing. Can you stop your sharing so I can show you? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull up some, remember Miss Betty did her mini lesson in the past showing us, in that first one showing us, showing us hooks. So I'm going to go ahead and show you with mentor text. I'm going to go ahead and show you how some books do it. Okay. So yeah, you remember our anchor chart about you can ask a question. It looks like that's what you want to go for, asking a question. Is that what you're saying? You want to hook in your reader and some things you're thinking about asking a question. So right now I'm going to show you how. Remember this title here. You get to ask a question, right? What hatches on land but spends its life in the sea? What starts out as the size of a ping pong ball but can grow up to 7 feet long, right? A sea turtle. So do you see how this author hooked his reader in by asking a question? He didn't just jump in and go, sea turtles eat, I don't know what they eat, coral reefs or little fish in the sea, right? Because if you jump right in to give facts, you're not hooking your reader in. They might go, I'm confused, and then stop reading your book, right? In your book, I saw how you started with rules with football. It might just start right away with rules. They don't even know what football is, right? So you need to give a little intro. You sort of need to give it a little intro about what football is. Because if you jump right into rules, they're going to be a little like confused, because if they don't know what football is at all, they don't know what type of game it is football You know, is it sort of like basketball? Is it sort of like baseball? If they know nothing about it, you sort of want to give them a little bit of details in the beginning. And then before giving them a little detail, you're right, you want to hook in your reader. Okay, I'm hearing that you want to ask a question. Do you want me to show you some more, or do you think you're ready to try it on your own?
I'm ready to try it.
Ready to try it? You don't need me to show it on my book. Okay, so let's go ahead and share your screen. Let's see what you can come up with.
Okay. So I thought of like a title for the thingy, and let's see.
You thought of a chapter subtitle. Okay.
Thinking of getting a color too. And for here, I was thinking about like what sport is, or what sport has grass? Like what sport has grass? What sport does you what sport has a field that is 100 yards long?
Okay, of course you can keep going, asking more riddle questions so that your reader gets more and more hooked in. What sport has grass? Is it soccer? What sport has 100 field yards long? You can keep asking these questions so your reader is now hooked in to your writing. Great job, Josiah. So I see that you're right now revising your second information book. That's something you can try to revise in your first one too, and also when we move on to our next books, okay? So I want to remind you that writers, they just don't just start writing as if they're, because we're interested in our topic, right? Miss Betty wrote about ice cream, you're writing about football. Remember how I jumped right into writing about flavors, right? Because I love my topic, I'm interested in it. I can just start talking all about it right away. But then I have to stop and think, did I hook in my reader to make it interesting for them to keep reading my book so that they can love ice cream or they can love football as much as I do, or as much as the writer does? Okay, it's really important to hook in our readers, okay, so that they'll keep reading our book, right? We're writing for an audience, okay? So I want to remind us that when we're writing a book, when we're writing a new book, or even when we're revising a book, to remind ourselves that we're writing for an audience. That's really important to hook them in so they'll continue reading our book. Okay, does that sound good? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Josiah. Can you go ahead and okay. Thank you, Josiah.